I supposed to do with this? Tell me. What am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with this? That's what.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If this is your first time here, welcome to my beauty entertainment channel. Absolutely. So if you would like to follow me on social media, here's my Twitter and my Instagram. Go have fun on there. And while you are here, you can check out some of my recent videos. Wow, crazy, not prepared. First new video you can watch, first recent video, I ranked the songs in Ariana Grande's Thank You Next. I had a lot of fun doing it. Go watch that if you're interested. Then before that, I ranked all of Taylor Swift's albums. That was really fun for me as well. And then before that, I posted a video talking about new makeup releases over the past like 2 months because I forgot to do it for a month. So yeah, those are my recents. You can go and check those out if you would like to. But today we're gonna do something a little bit different. So today's video is kind of it's not out of nowhere, but it's very random. You're gonna watch it. You're already watching it. So I'm gonna talk about influencers again and their shenanigans, just in general, kind of what they've been up to in quarantine. It's a lot of stealing. It's a lot of stealing. It's a lot of robbing. It's a lot of not crediting. It's a lot of thievery. And I wanted to talk about it, okay? So there's new stuff happens every week, but this has been a common practice it's in the world. In the world, people love to steal. If you can get the job done by doing none of the work and taking somebody, that's the American value, I think. It's the American value to sit there and be like, well, why would I do all the work again to formulate my own opinion when I could just take somebody else's, right? Is that not the American way? Just taking everyone else's, not coming up with your own. It's fine. It's like you're raised. But I'm not like being mean to whatever. But this seems to be common practice, especially in the influencer community, stealing. And in these videos, I never wanted, because people take whatever you say however they want to say it, however they want to take it. So like, that's why disclaimers don't work. I don't want it to seem like I'm talking down to the influencer lifestyle. That would be probably the most hypocritical thing I've ever done. I'm not like, I talk about nonsense on YouTube for like 45 minutes, an hour and a half for no reason. So like, why would it's like, I'm not trying to talk down on like their way of life. They're business people. They're very good at what they do. It takes a lot of drive, a lot of creativity, a lot of mental oomph, chutzpah to do what influencers do. So I'm never acting like they don't do anything important. I'm simply pointing out a pattern of behavior. Thank you guys so much for listening to that. Today we're going to be talking about makeup artists, not makeup artists, but sometimes makeup artists, and thievery. So yeah, if you're super active on the internet, you know every other week or every other day perhaps someone's accusing someone of stealing something, because that's what happens. It can be merch, it can be video ideas, it can be makeup looks. Everyone is constantly stealing from each other, or not, because some of them are just accusations. Wow, that's accusations. And we're going to unpack this a little bit, because why do you guys like to steal so much? It's just like your ancestors seeping through. It's getting really bizarre. So I have stated on here many a time, this is not new information, that I believe some, not all, some of the influencers that we know and hear about every day have no talent and personality. So I stand behind that. Obviously, it's obviously not everybody, but it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So we're gonna keep going. So in this realm of the internet, because we also have to remember the internet's not the entire world, somebody comes up with a gimmick. And I know the word gimmick has kind of a negative connotation, but I'm not using it in that way. I'm using the word gimmick. There are good gimmicks. There can be good gimmicks. Sometimes you need a gimmick to get to the point that you want to get to, and gimmicks are what gets you noticed. Well, one gimmick, as we've seen with all the one-hit wonders on the internet, one gimmick cannot pay the bills forever. Social media personalities they really have tried for the life of them to milk out the one big money-making gimmick for as long as possible. They have tried, they have put one hit, they're not necessarily one hit wonders, but social media personalities who had one big meme will bring it back. They'll use it till it runs dry, and then they'll bring it out like 3 months later as a throwback. It works. If it works, it works. If it works, it works. That's all I'm gonna say on that. But yeah, it's very common. Everyone has a gimmick. It can't pay the lights forever. It happens often, this like, whatever. This happens because this happens, I think, there's many reasons, but I think this happens because a lot of random people can and do get famous, like random people. Because, I mean, like, most of these TikTok stars, most YouTubers, every one of these people were just regular people. I mean, most of them. And now we have celebrities infiltrating these platforms like YouTube, and like, OnlyFans is a little bit different because y'all are just stealing. This is a tangent. What's going on? This is not, no, this is related to stealing. Why are you stealing from working people? I thought you had money. This is, all the celebrities have now taken over the OnlyFans. Why? Why are you stealing money? Bella, why are you stealing money? This is not just on Bella, because I did see a little hypocrisy on the Twitter action, because Tyler Posey, Asymmetrical King, he just announced that he's making an OnlyFans like last week, and you know, the girls were eating it up. Little hypocritical. It is a little hypocritical. Bella Thorne did steal like millions of dollars, so I'm not really sure who's gonna win that fight. I have no, didn't they date each other? Anyway, celebrities are thieves in different kinds of ways. They're stealing working class people's ways of making money. They are infiltrating apps used by regular people to make regular money, and now celebrities take over and now make more of their celebrity money. But apparently you had no money to begin with, because why? We're in month 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7 of the quarantine, and you already need to reach to the OnlyFans to continue to maintain your lifestyle. I'm just saying, maybe the bank account does not reflect the lifestyle shown on Instagram. I said that before, and I think it's true. Very, very quick tangent. What was my point? What is this video about? Basically, okay, so the reason why I said a lot of this thievery, a reason why I think a lot of this thievery happens is because a lot of people that do get famous on these apps and on social media are regular people, and like, they got big off of one random thing that they did, and you can't milk it forever, but you're gonna try because you got big randomly. All these people got randomly big out of nowhere. What are you supposed to do? You would think, okay, well, once the well runs dry, you could either leave. You could come up with something else. You could show your real personality. You could go back, maybe bring in your one meme wonders. You could go back to your old gimmicks, but that doesn't do anything. That doesn't get you on the blogs, right? So you gotta steal. You have to steal. Apparently that is the only viable option at this point on social media if you want to continue to keep your fame, is to steal. Because when you have no talent of your own, or you got famous off of something very, very random and don't really know where to go from there because you're a random person now with, like, if you're white, now you have like 100,000 followers for no reason. You're like, shit, what do I do now? I have no person, I can't keep these people here on my own. You expect me to be able to hold an audience for this long? Sorry, baby, I got something else for you. So they go steal, right? Like, a lack of personality, individuality, lack of creativity doesn't allow them to continue to live the lifestyle that they've grown so accustomed to in a couple of months, so they turn to stealing. And this happens. I look crazy, I think. I look good. Anyway, back to my point. We can just start with the beauty community here, because this could be an entire video in and of itself, how the beauty community has a very rocky history with the word stealing, with the word credit, with the words of where do you give. It's very bizarre. The beauty community has a tumultuous past with the ability of ownership. I think it comes down to who owns. Y'all have issues, not y'all. Oh, were the days when the girls, y'all remember back in like 2016, 2017, where the people were accusing each other of stealing cranberry smoky eyes in an era where anybody knew how to do. The only eyeshadow look anybody could do back at this time was a cranberry smoky eye. And then everyone was just running around accusing every other person of stealing a cranberry smoky eye. I say again, Pastor, in a time where all we all knew how to do was it is bizarre. It is bizarre. Look, for this video, I went back, look at through my history. It's bizarre. An entire time period where nobody knew anything except for gold glitter cut crease and cranberry smoky eyes. People were accusing people of stealing cranberry smoky eyes. Bizarro behavior, whatever. So that's just one thing. There are palette designs that have been stole, packaging has been stole, everything has been stolen. Now, of course, there are times where this is all true, where people are actually thieving, and I'll talk about them in a second. But there are also times, and I'll talk about those in like one second, but there were a lot of times we get a bit of a reach. It happens in the beauty community in particular. I mean, what I was just talking about, the smoky eye is a ginormous reach. Literally all anyone was doing during that section of time was the same type of look, because we were all learning about, I don't know, color in makeup, whatever. There are reaches. There are sometimes people weaponizing either having a following or not having a following to tell their story, which might not necessarily be true. There are cases of that, but it is strange, even though, because I know a lot of times you'll see a smaller creator. That doesn't happen always like this. Like, a smaller creator will be like, this big creator stole my look. And that'll happen. That happens every single week at this point. And sometimes they're reaching. But it's like, why is it that and it's always the same ones. So many big creators constantly get called out for stealing with mountains of evidence, and like they're doing just fine. Because a lot of people's ideas of what the beauty community is are different, and I think I want to like talk about that eventually. I don't know. The beauty community has made a lot of like shifts in the past. Honestly, in the past like 6 months by itself has gone in many different directions. I mean, like everyone has changed and done their own thing now, but I don't know what I was talking about. Back to, I think, what was my point. So these big creators keep getting called out for stealing, and that's just like fine. Because a lot of like makeup artists and like people who do makeup, they're like, well, this is my art, so don't take my art. Don't take my art without credit. But nobody knows how to do that. And I asked these big creators that it's like, if your name has come up more than like once in a stealing conversation, in like a stealing somebody's look conversation, it now looks badly on you. Now you look bad, because once it could be, well, this random person is reaching, you might not have seen their look 3, 4, 5 times. Guys, what do you want me to do? What do you want? I can't do anything. I didn't make you steal. I didn't do that to you. Question 1. Do you guys think you won't get caught? There was in 2018, I think, like every other week at a certain point, big creators were going, I think, on a mass robbery. I don't know if it was just like everyone sent looks in a group chat, but it was just stealing. A lot of big creators were getting called out for stealing a lot of looks from small beauty creators, and a lot of the reasons why, because ownership in makeup, it's like, well, you created this look, but did you really create it? Because someone might have done it before you. Well, I created this color combination, but did you really? Someone might have done it before you. It's all very bizarre. So at this time, at this specific period in time, people were taking looks, no credit, no nothing, not even a tag, not even and people would have to literally bully these bigger creators into giving somebody credit for the makeup look that they came up with. During that time, as they were still doing it, I'm like, people are on y'all's necks right now about stealing, and you're still going to do it. And that, like, what? People are on your neck about stealing. They are at this point. They still are kind of now, but especially at this time, people were like, you're gonna be canceled if you keep stealing looks. None of it's true. None of it. It's fine. It's not, but it's fine. And their first reasoning, they always, whenever like a creator gets called out for stealing a look, if they say something about like, well, I've never seen your look, like, oh, they start there. Okay, and that's totally valid. It also could be completely true, except when these people be lying. When that girl did trap tutorials that were going, but y'all remember this, when the girl was doing trap tutorials and they were going viral, this was years ago, and then randomly, like last year, a bunch of like big beauty creators started doing trap tutorials. They weren't calling them that, but they started doing trap tutorials all of a sudden, and that was gaslighting. If you don't remember what happened, this girl who created the trap tutorials, I forget her name, she created trap tutorials. Basically, she does a makeup tutorial to a song. You have seen them. If you are in the beauty community, if you have been for any number of years, you have seen these tutorials. And then it was Manny Nyma and Patrick Starr who did trap tutorials, who did something similar to what this girl did. And their claim was, I ain't seen your stuff before. Damn lie. Damn lie, because everyone has. You both have been in the beauty community since 2016. You've absolutely seen this trap tutorial. I've seen it. Everyone's seen it because they went viral. So their first excuse is, well, I didn't see it. It works when the look didn't go viral, dummies. It works then. But let's swear that you didn't see it and it's totally like, it's like, let's say you didn't see it, because sometimes you did not see it and it is not your fault. Sometimes not everyone stole looks from you. Not everyone is stealing looks from you. But going back and forth with a random person on Twitter and then getting rude, or this is what happens often, is because they don't want to give credit, because credit is all that they like, I own this look, and now that I can't give you credit for this look, because then it's gonna mean that, because they think it's gonna mean they're less talented, and it's like, it does not. You still put it on your face. That's why it's just an audacity thing. You still did the look on your face. Giving credit, you own, like, it costs nothing. You painted it on your face. Clearly you're talented. Because you didn't come up with it doesn't mean that you're not talented anymore, because you still had to put it on your face. But no, you can't just be like, well, here's where the look came from. You can't just throw them a bone with like 10 million followers. Can't throw them, no. And you come on, instead of just like being like, I didn't see your look, sorry. Now you're getting disrespectful and rude with a random person on like Twitter. It's just very unnecessary. And not everyone is lying, but a lot of people really do be lying, because you know good and damn well you saw this person's look. Because where'd you get the idea from? You haven't had an original idea in literally 3-4 years. Where'd you get the idea from? If not, from what? See, they will call you crazy. They will tell you about yourself and call you crazy to your face. It's crazy. Nobody else could have come up with this idea. It had to be you. You are the all-knower, all-powerful of the beauty community. You're the only person who can come up with the looks. It's very bizarre. It's very bizarre behavior. And then they'll be like, well, your look didn't, then they'll say, if the look didn't go viral, they'll be like, no one knows who you are. How could I have seen your look? But you're arguing with them online. So now, what now? What now? I really don't like when people lie. Like, especially back in like 2018, I would say, everyone was doing, that was the year of the rainbow. Everyone was doing these crazy, super bold eyeshadow looks that were in trend, obvious. But it was very clear when you stole from someone else, because the girls were doing they were doing witchcraft, basically. People were painting stuff on their eyes. We were doing cut creases out the wazoo. Like, it was very clear if somebody stole, and they would still lie about it. What is wrong with you? They would still sit there and be like, I've never seen it. I've never seen it. I have no idea who you are. Lying out their face. Y'all are going to hell. Oh! Second, it's a hell of, it's gall, it's audacity, it's nerve. That's what they have. A lot of these creators, not all, obviously, the ones that are known for doing stuff like this, why would they stop? They've never experienced any consequences for their actions. They have never experienced not a lick of consequence for their actions. Are you kidding me? Why would they stop? They have, what got them famous so fast was the gall, the audacity, the nerve, all of that. Like, we discussed this before in my Why People Get Famous video. Like, go watch that, period. Okay. So why would they not steal? Your answer would be they could be a better person, come up with their own ideas. No, but it takes too much time. What is the worst, honestly, if on the internet, the way this all works, different apps are different. This is just in general. What is the worst thing that's gonna arise from them stealing someone's look, someone's TikTok, someone's video idea, someone's anything? What is the worst when those big creators, what also does any creators, if you're white, it relates. That's why I bring it up every time. What's the worst they have to deal with if they get caught stealing? A lot of these big creators have been caught stealing and nothing happens. What is the literal worst that will happen to you? Nothing. You're gonna be able to keep your money because it takes about 15 seconds to pass off somebody else's idea as your own. It takes no time. And you have the money and the following to, if you want, just shut the person up and be like, shh, it's mine now. This is my idea now. And the really worst thing that can happen, honestly, is people bully you on Twitter. But like, okay, the worst thing that can happen is people will make how X is problematic. And here's another problematic white person you just stand and set. The worst thing that can happen is those threads get made and now what? Like 50 people on Twitter don't like you? But now you get to keep all your fame and your money and your followers. So like, it's kind of like, I'm gonna go on this side. I think I'm gonna steal a little bit because, I mean, there's no way for me to come up with these ideas on my own. That would require creativity and imagination, but I don't have either of those things, but I want to keep my money, right? So I'm gonna steal. That continuous cycle. You can just shut Twitter off. You can delete the app. You can turn it off. You can go to any other platform where they also have millions of followers, millions of adoring fans, and they probably don't even know. They probably don't even know what you've been stealing. Because the stealing, they'll expose the stealing on Twitter, but it might not make it to TikTok. Or like stealing on TikTok gets exposed on Twitter and nothing happens to the TikToker. We're not even on the platform anymore. When TikToks were getting stolen back in March, when all the dances were getting stolen, that was all exposed on Twitter, basically. That's nuts. So it's like, it's seeming like the option is very clear, especially when you already have the gall, the audacity, you're already kind of a bad person, which we have discussed previously on this channel. Absolutely. And that's pretty much why, there's a lot of reasons why, but this is the reason why I think they make the decision to steal. Maybe they don't make it themselves. I think they make it themselves. It's what works out best for them. It's also a very easy decision. You see how like one side had all the positives and one side had the negative. Just the one negative was just like, you might be known as like a bad person. Okay? By like a very niche following on Twitter, okay? They're fine with that. They're fine with that. Like, these people aren't good people. These people aren't good people. The celebrities also aren't good people, but we knew that already. Like, that's when like celebrities be stealing stuff too. And I made a video, this is in June, I think, talking about celebrity culture. And I wanted, this is a tangent. That video was old, and obviously I titled it, I think something like celebrity culture is crumbling or something like that. I don't necessarily, that title was clickbait, BT, but by the way, it was like celebrity culture is celebrity culture crumbling, and I was like, spoiler, yes. Well, clearly I still talk about celebrities very often, so it's not. I kind of just use it as that because in the video I talked about how celebrities, like, where a lot of more people are becoming aware of the fact that these aren't people you necessarily want to look up to or necessarily want to put a lot of like trust into. It's okay. So like none of it's crumbling. Clearly we're still talking about them every day. Like it's really funny because people will be like, celebrity culture is crumbling, and then like 2 tweets later are talking about a celebrity. So it's like we all still actively engage in it whether you like it or not. So it's not necessarily crumbling in that way. It's just becoming more obvious to those that it maybe wasn't before, that like the influencer that you like might not be a good person. They might not also be a good person. Just wanted to let you know. So that was just my like tangent for that video, because Sometimes I'll go back and see titles of old videos and I'm like, that's really stupid. So yeah, that title is clickbait though. I just wanted to say that here because it was like bizarre. I just thought about it when I was like, that's a bizarre title. Anyway, now I made this video. Actually, the reason what made me make this video, Fix Plus, anywhere. So what made me make this video is actually the James Charles merch situation. Wow. So if you're not aware, so you know James Charles, right? Never talked about him on here before. So James Charles has his sister merch line. He has an entire merch line. It says sister all over it in this really, really pretty font. So he's releasing a new collection, right? And it's like color blocking. It's like, it's cute. And a company claims that he stole it all. Who stole the whole idea? So here are the pictures of the pictures will be on the screen. So y'all can discuss amongst yourselves whether you think James Charles is a thief. I'm gonna say my piece on this. James Charles's name has been in stealing conversations one too many times for me. One, I have other issues with James Charles as well, but James Charles as a name has been in the stealing conversation a little too many times for my liking. A little too many times to not get the brand of a stealer. Been a little too many times. We've seen a little too many. I have no issue with Photoshop, actually. Like, I don't. I know a lot of people do and or did. I have no issue with Photoshop, whatever the hell you want. It's your makeup. Do whatever you want with it. But he been like copying eyes on. His name has been in this conversation too many times. However, I think this is a load of phooey. Wow! Went one way, went the other. I think it's a load of phooey. It's color blocking. And I'm like, I think it's a little unfounded. I think it's a little bit of a reach. I think it's a little, you come here for my honest opinion. My honest opinion is I think it is a little bit of a reach. I do. I think the company that made the original hoodies was like, it looks a little familiar to me. They look kind of the same, but they're both color blocking. That's kind of why they look kind of the same. That's my belief on that. He has, there are many examples of James Charles actually like stealing entire concepts, entire looks from smaller creators, like at least like 5-6 times by now. He had to be bullied several times into giving credit. Like, he used to hide his credit deep in the caption so nobody could actually see a buffoon. That was all, wow, that was a separate war in the beauty community about where do you give credit? Where do you give credit? Do you give credit in the caption? Do you give credit in the description? Do you give credit in a comment underneath the picture? It was a whole moment, and James Charles's name was always in that conversation. So he's been thieving for a long time. But I do think in this case it was a reach. Girl, it's color blocking. It is color blocking. Maybe he did see, because I also heard the street said that one of his friends, who I don't know his name, my apologies, has been wearing the like other companies' sweatshirts around him. So maybe you inspired him. You probably did inspire him. But, you know, good luck with that. So I mean, but you're going to get like a lot of sales now. I don't know if that's a good thing, because like, but you probably are gonna get a lot of sales now. That's great. That's a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, I think, you know. Make fun to the girls. Like, no, James Charles's name has been in stealing conversations a little too much. A little too much. Like, when I was looking back for this video, there is so much drama that has happened. I don't know why commentary channels didn't take off like years. But I look like there are so many interesting things, bizarre, not interesting, bizarre things that have happened on the internet over the past couple of years. It's very Lifetime. Some beauty community, some internet drama in general gives me Lifetime movie. It's very dark-sided. A lot of the stuff is dark side. I kind of want to go back and like comment on stuff from like old stuff, because like I have a lot of opinions, and because it was so funny, and I have opinions on that, but like that could be really, really fun, because I thought about it and I was like, so much absolute dark-sided bullshit has happened in the name of powder. Bizarre. Anyway, back to influencers stealing. Influencers be stealing. They get called out to some degree. Everybody argues about it, and then it all dies down in 2 days. It's a pretty successful cycle, actually. I mean, companies be stealing all the damn time as well, so why would the influencers be any different? Mega companies be stealing from each other all the damn time. Like, you could argue that the very concept of a dupe is stealing. You could argue that. I'm not going to, but you could argue that. There is an argument for the fact that a dupe is a robbery. Like it's a copy of someone else's stuff. So like, but like dupes of palettes, foundations, going out the intention of like making somebody else's product, you could argue is a way of stealing. But I'm not gonna do that, because I be buying dupes all the time. Stealing is what kind of moves makeup forward, though not stealing. Borrowing, being inspired by, well, you could always credit. No, that's an issue, because you're all following trends, but there's a difference between following a trend. Like, everyone now is doing mini palettes. Look at my work. Look at my work. Look at my work. Oh, look at my work. My resume. Wow. I only run successful campaigns. Only. All success over here. All success over here. Anyway, that's my point. So you know what? Everyone's doing mini palettes now. That's following a trend. Stealing is when Huda Beauty took Beauty Bakery's entire gimmick. Took their entire gimmick with the baking and the flour and, you know, the yeast and the bowl mixer. Took the entire thing. That was stealing. Moving trends forward through the mini palette, like we're in a mini palette phase right now. Like, that is borrowing or being inspired by. That was stealing. So it's very like, why wouldn't the influencers be doing the same damn thing? You already know what's going on. The whole way all this works is just stealing. That's the way capitalism works, it's just stealing. And now we're in like quarantine. We're in quarantine for months. And I mean, they're trying their darndest. Like, this is my very random theory, because you know on TikTok, this is very random. You know on TikTok, when those parties were going on and people were like, well, we have to go to parties to work. That's how we get their money. And I'm like, you are an internet personality. Sit in your living room and make a video, or make an ad, or do your dance, or do something. You don't have to go to a party, but that requires a personality. That requires a little bit of effort, as opposed to just taking somebody else's dance. It's very bizarre. I'm wondering, a lot of the dancers on TikTok got famous not for creating dances, for doing other people's dances. There's two types of famous dancers on TikTok, I think. The dancers that got famous off of doing other people's dances, and the dancers who choreograph. You can tell who is who with the type of dances that they do, and you know how good they look doing them. It's very interesting. TikTok is a very, very interesting place. I'm not gonna call it bizarre. I'm gonna call it interesting. But back to my point. Like, even a lot of, honestly, it's like, you guys are lazy. Not lazy, but like saying you have to throw parties in order to make money when you're an internet personality is bizarre, because it's wrong. I feel like even a lot of the old gimmicks that have been phased out could very much so just come back if they wanted to put a dime effort in. But no, they want to steal instead. You could bring story times back. People are watching longer people watch long videos all the time now. I don't know why. Y'all, I don't know why you watch. But you could bring back the morning routines. You could even nostalgia bait with your own content. But no. I don't know. I'm like, you think you have to throw a party in order to make money. That's strange. You are an internet personality. Sit down. Get a camera. Make a video. And it's a lot. I think it's a lot easier to steal right now. I mean, quarantine is easier to steal right now. Quarantine, they put a wrench in trends, not necessarily on here. And Twitter is just, it's something different every single day, but like nothing is really a huge trend right now. I mean, we're kind of waiting for what the next one is. And I know people are like, well, Like, stealing isn't a one. That's the thing with something like TikTok in particular, because the renegade dance got really, really big as being stolen. That got huge. It got huge. Twitter brought it up. News publications. That happens every single day, especially on that app. Especially on that app. Stealing from black people isn't new. On no social media platform. It's not new. Like, what happened with the renegade dance happens every single day on that app. Black creators get nothing. White creators will do because they're stealing. They will do the exact same thing a black person does on the same app, and the white person is sent to the For You page. Black creators will create what are those called? The sounds, and their video won't be the first one that's on the sounds page. There have never been any sort of consequences for thievery, for making the only thing that happens to you is you get rich. These millionaires, TikTok, I don't know really what's going on with that app right now. I think it's been saved. I don't keep up with TikTok politics. Maybe it's been saved, maybe it hasn't at this point, but kids are not billionaires. Kids are millionaires from that app. And what do the black creators who came up with everything the white kids are doing, what do they have? They're paid in exposure. They're paid in love. They're paid in monopoly money. That's what they're paid in. Not real money, no real money transacted, but you have millionaires. 16-year-old white millionaires off of the same app. Off of the same app, not doing any of the same amount of work. Not coming up with anything. Some are. Bless their hearts. Most are not. TikTok houses full, like, come live your TikTok fantasy life. Caucasian, sea of Caucasian. Come live in this multi-million-dollar LA Hills home off the edge of a cliff. Black people, I'm sorry. You've been cut. Like, that's what goes on that. It's I think it became too much, not necessarily. The renegade dance was like the one that got big, but I don't think it was drilled enough, especially for people who aren't super active on social media or on TikTok. That happens every single day. Like, the renegade dance is not the only dance that has been stolen. It's not the only piece of content that has been stolen on TikTok. It's not. And it also doesn't help that y'all had the biggest performance of your life. The biggest, I'm gonna clap for you. The biggest performance of your life back in June for like the first half of July. Y'all said we support black creators. Everyone tag your favorite black content creator. Where'd it go? Where'd the engagement go? Where'd the support go? No, because it was never there. Because you never really cared. It was very much like, I'm not racist, I'm really sorry guys. Here's a like for me, and then I'm gonna unfollow you in September. Companies, I would like you to do the work for me and tag 5 black creators, but I'm never gonna reach out to them because why would I? Monkeys. That's what they're doing. That's what you guys are doing. What? So am I supposed to be shocked when thieves get their way? When thieves win? No. No consequences, no preventative measures, no actual empathy or feelings from the audience. So, what do we do now? I don't know. It's really, I don't know, the June, July, it's bizarre because you will go look on like any platform, any content, anything black people made, people were eating it up for a month, and then nothing. Companies were lying out their face saying they were gonna hire more black people. I bet you if we pulled the statistics now, nothing would have changed. But I'm supposed to remain positive. Stealers, thieves, very interesting. So yeah, that's my video, kind of. I don't really know what this is about, and I don't really know what I'm gonna title it, but we've lived through it. So yeah, that's the end of my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. You could support Black content creators. That'd be really great. Something you could do. I'm not in charge of fixing it. Okay, we'll take a step back. So yeah, that's the end of my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your opinions on influencers stealing. Let me know, yeah, the girls have gotten in a lot of drama when it comes to stealing. Let me know what's your favorite stealing beauty community drama, because we have different subsections, because they have to split into subsections. Otherwise, the organization would be all over the place, right? So yeah, that's the end of my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like to follow me on social media, here's my Twitter, my Instagram. Go have fun and enjoy yourself on there. And while you're here, check out some of my recent videos that are on your screen now. Great. I hope you guys are staying healthy and safe inside your homes and doing great there, doing great in school. Study, stay in school, you know, the usual. Yeah. We love performance. Y'all, I do like a good show. So June, July, half of July, barely. You guys put on an excellent show. It was beautiful. Like, honestly, to watch it back is mesmerizing. Cause I mean, like, y'all are not talented actresses, but maybe you're more talented than you think you are. Because, I mean, I didn't buy it from the beginning, but I mean, people did. So maybe you're better than you think you are. Performance of a lifetime. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. It's so... and then they tell you that you're wrong? You'll be in my comments and be like, you're wrong? People still do what they were doing in June. That's not true. It's simply not true. Look at, like, anyone's engagement. TikTok just... not TikTok itself bothers me. It does bother me a little bit, but, like... the stealing, it's not a one-time thing. I feel like that wasn't, like, expressed strongly enough. I'm like, did I express that strongly enough? Because I made a video, by the way. I hope I expressed that strongly enough in that video. I think I did, because it's like, this happens every single... it's happening probably right now. Someone's like, oh, this dance is fun. Let me do it. No dance credit. At all. Why don't you make that step? Why don't you make that step? This dance is really cool. Let me go redo somebody else's dance. Shouldn't I give them credit? That's what a logical person, that's the problem, that's what our next step would be. What? It's audacity, it's nerve, it's wanting to own everything. You're a colonizer. Just like your granddaddy, you're a colonizer. I don't know how old. Listen, great, I don't know. You don't make that connection. Hey, this makeup look is super cool. This person has 100 followers. Let me redo it and say that I did. No credit. Or credit is buried under 1,000 hashtags. I don't see a problem. I credited her. That's literally what they sound. What's what you guys sound like. I don't see a problem. I credited her. I don't owe you anything. I could have not credited you at all. You guys are deranged. It's very bizarro. Bizarre behavior. But that's it. Yeah, I've said my outro like 7 times by now, but thank you guys so much for watching, and you know, stay safe and healthy or whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.